Porky's Corner is proud to be sponsored by Spartan Site Solutions. They are specialists in civil engineering and demolition contracts for the construction industry. Interested parties should visit their website or contact Porky's Corner for a referral at porkycorner@mail.com.
Hello, all you hardcores out there, how you doing? Russ here from Porky's Corner, the biggest job in sport. We say the things on here that nobody dare say. Isn't that right? Sam Jones. Isn't that right? Puppy Parsons. You know the rest of them, don't you? We know who the lickers are. Pop, pop, bang! Right. I'm going to let rip today. Let's see what we've got in Porky's bag of tricks today. Right. What I harsh on Max the other day in part one. Porky, you were a bit harsh on Max. You've got to give confidence. Listen. You know when people don't listen to you in life, you can wrap them up in cotton wool, can't you? And sometimes it's just got to be, a bit of tough love on it. That's what it's got to be on it. It's like when Dennis had Dave Allen. You keep putting an arm around them when they're depressed and this and that, because boxers are very cunning, aren't they? First of all, they tell 99% lies. 99% what comes out in the boxer's mouth is a lie, because they're lying to themselves every day. It's true. It's true. Now, Dennis tried the old arm around Dave Allen and it didn't work, did it? Right? And when it don't work, you've got to have tough love, haven't you? Because some boxers will just say, oh, won't they? Oh, my mental health. Or I broke my foot. Dropped a tin of beans on my foot, Clinton. I can't train. What? Or I've got mental health issues, or I've got cancer, or my mum's got cancer. Look, we've heard it all, haven't we? Liars and vagabonds. Do your jobs and train. So, getting back to Max. If Max ain't going to train and get that weight off, there's a problem, isn't there? Because if you're carrying weight, if you want to be a boxer, an heavyweight boxer, and you're 6'3", you shouldn't really be above 16.5 stone at 6'3". So if Max is a 20 clever, right, and you see my target's 19 RAS. Right. If I were to say to Usyk, he's 6'3", right? What is he, 16 stone? So if I were to put a rucksack on Usyk's back, right, and put 4 stone in his back in that rucksack, I say, Usyk, I want you to spar today with that rucksack strapped to you. Some, a proper weighted rucksack. He'd be able to spar, but after he got it off, he'd be like sparring with 13-ounce gloves, wouldn't it? Big pillars, not 10-ounce, 30. And that's what it's like. Carrying that weight on your back, you can't get into position to get your punches off, and you can't get out of the way of them. And that's why Tyson Fury, he's going to have problems, but he's trying to take as much weight off as he can now, but that ain't going to be enough, is it, against Usyk? You know what I mean? But it is what it is. So, what a harsh on Max. Maybe, but we're at that stage now where it's tough love, isn't it? Max is going to be needed to be bullied into training. That's it. Otherwise, the alternative in there is you end up on the slab. Harsh reality. It's not a game. Boxing's not a sport you can play. When you play tennis or you play snooker, right? Or you have a game of football or a game of snooker or a game of tennis. It's totally different to boxing, isn't it? It's totally different. You're not getting punched in the head. So if I give Max an hard time, so what? Who cares? I respect Max. I know he respects me, but I don't suffer fools. I don't want somebody to be sat in my company telling me they're going to do this and going to do that, and then walking into the shop for a Ginsters at petrol station. I say, Max, what are you doing? Well, my blood sugar levels were low. Your words, Max. I'm like, all right. Couldn't you wait another hour till we get home, Max, and have a tuna salad at mine? Which he did. But he needed a Ginsters to put him on. He should have just got a shake or something, shouldn't he? Mentality. Mentality. Scott Quigg wouldn't have done that. He'd have waited, wouldn't he? And then he'd have got home and weighed a piece of chicken breast out, wouldn't he? And had some veg or something, wouldn't he? And done the job properly. You know? Maybe I were a bit harsh on Max, but who cares? You know what I mean? So the Gad, he's here, he's there, he's everywhere. Lock up your daughters, lock up your granddaughters, and your media studios, because he's here. Gad, look, you're like a Buxton chicken. That's what you need, Gad. Right, this is what it is, isn't it? He's not being allowed to be critical of the shower, because I've just watched an interview like with Adam Cattrall, and he's interviewing the Gad. And it reminded me of Adam Cattrall interviewing Eddie Hills or Spotty Frank. You know why? Because every question that Adam Cattrall put to him about Joshua, aka Big Meech, or Eddie Hills, the Iceman from Billericay, 6-0 Iceman, by the way, as well. Oh, by way of. Adam Cattrall's interviewing the Gad. And like, he's gone into bat for Crusher Ben, Joshua, Eddie Hills, Bricktop and Tyson Fury. He's gone into bat for all them. Is he the PR guy for them, or is he a neutral media guy? What is it? What is it? What is your role, Gad? Besides walking around going like this. Liquors. Liquors. Won't be able to live around here. Won't be able to live around here. Lick feast. It's an absolute lick feast now. Unbelievable. So he's the PR guy for him, isn't he? You know what I mean? It is what it is. What if Ben wins the appeal? What then? Well, I'm going to go on record now and say, if Crusher Ben wins that appeal this month, the board don't still let him fight in the UK. Because if they let him fight in the UK, what does that mean? I'll tell you what it means. I'll tell you now. It means it's a free-for-all. It means if you fail a dope test, you just say you're innocent, don't you, and drag it out. 270-page dossier. It's now the 33-page dossier. So it couldn't have been that expensive for his solicitors then, could it? Well, it couldn't have been, could it? If they're on an hourly rate or on a retainer. Surely Eddie Hills, the Iceman's got lawyers on retainers. Dennis has. Lawyers on tap. So it's not to fire a letter off, is it? The nitty-gritty is when you go to court. Like Dennis, when him and Eugene Maloney got at it in High Court. So they do, innit? They do. But PR guy. PR guy. That's what this is. But Crusher Ben, I see him being banned fighting in UK indefinitely. That's what I'm seeing. Unless puts his hand up and says, I don't know how it got in my system. So-and-so spiked me or whatever, or I've got rid of a certain person who were advising me. You know what I mean? So, really enjoying this apple. Really enjoying it. It's nice to be eating for once instead of drinking or, shakes and shit. The Gad says that Crusher Ben, he don't do anything other than boxing. That's all he knows. That's the only thing he does, boxing. Well, look, do you know when people are 27-year-old, 28-year-old? Why is he 28 this year, isn't he, Conor Ben? When they're that age and things go wrong for them, they have to go to college and learn something else. Conor Ben could go to college, couldn't he, and learn another craft? Young enough. What's his problem? Your schooling, you don't just stop at like 16, 18, you can go and educate yourself. You can go get a job, millions of other people. that lose the trade or can't do the trade because of an injury or a ban or whatever, well, because they're no good at that job, they go do something else, don't they? Crusher can go do something else, but whatever they want to steal some free gratis, they're not going to do, are they? They're just going to ponce a living, innit? Like his old man. Get a job. People do it. Tyson and Big John Fury, Eddie, Ben, AJ, Bricktop. They all do views though, don't they? All them people do views, right? So everybody who's in the media, they're all going to suck up to these people. Why are we not seeing more interviews with novice fighters? There's plenty of novice fighters in the gyms. All these with access. Why don't they get around to these gyms and get these novices on? I don't see anybody at Mark Tibbs's gym hanging out at the back of John Edge's or any of them young kids at Martin Bauer's gym. Why don't these big YouTubers with stripes on the shoulders, old Bill sneaking into boxing? We let anybody in though, don't we? These policemen running around with cameras, police running around with cameras, filming wrong-uns, unbelievable, They let anybody in. All them people do views, so nobody's going to rock their little boat. But what about the people who are in the boxing industry, who are boxers and who are managers and trainers, who don't do views? Why can't they have a seat on social media? I don't see anybody going around to Chris Medley's gym to see what prospects he's got, or Glyn Rhodes' gym, or Mick Wales' gym. I don't see anybody hanging out at the back of anybody down at Josh Wale and Mick Wales' gym. We don't know how to box in the north, you know. It's not just about that lot down south, them southern fairies. You know what I mean? That cheat and take performance-enhancing drugs that everybody wants to not talk about. If it were a foreigner, right, who'd fail all them dope tests, the GAD, Tony Bellew, Darren Barker, and all the rest of them, they'd be hammering them, wouldn't they? They would be hammered. Because it's one of their own and they know that person. It's a conflict of interest for them, isn't it? He's my pal. He's my pal. He's a pal of mine. Well, that's what it is, isn't it? Coogan. Biggest platform in the country, hasn't he? He's Conor Benn's pal. He's got a tattoo of Billy Joe Saunders' niece all the way down there on his arm. Not you, Coogan. Godfather Coogan. Do you want to come and put my kids' names on your arms, Coogan? Do you want to be godfather to them? You licker. Unbelievable. That's what it is, isn't it? Coogan had plenty to say, though, when Jarrell Miller failed. He was giving everybody access on his channel, won't he? He hadn't put one person on his channel who's thrashed Conor Benn about this. And still, the elephant in the room is the 2 dope tests, and we're into the 19th month now. He's still not admitted it, and the case is still not solved. It's a bit like Lord Lucan, isn't it? But we're not allowed to say anything because we're haters or cyber bullies. Yeah. You want to do a Zoom though, did you? Cowards! Off with their heads. I wish somebody would come down here and say, I've got a problem with your channel poking. I wish you'd come down. Instead of sending stupid emails, we'll press buzzer. We don't like your channel. Well, is that it? Is that it? You don't like my YouTube channel? Come and down. We'll make you a cuppa. Usually when people want to come down here and complain and they leave. And they usually agree after 20 minutes talking to me that I'm right. All right? No, it is what it is, isn't it? Everybody's going into full PR mode, aren't they? The Bricktop, Tyson Fury, Anthony Joshua, Conor Benn, Eddie Hills, all the media, they've all been straightened out now, haven't they? They all know the dance, don't they? All roads lead to Saudi. So let's not rock the boat. Let's let people take performance-enhancing drugs and start knocking people about, getting punched in. And I'll tell you what, some of you media guys, Gareth A. Davis, next time you come and see me, let me have a free shot straight in your face. How would you feel then? If I were roided up and I punched you in the face. It's not nice, is it, getting punched? Well, think about them boxers that are getting hit 200, 300 times a night, all over the body, on their hip bones, in the knackers, in the ribs, on the chin, in the neck, on the chest, on their arm, in their head, on the nose, in the mouth, in their ear hole. Think about that. And then think, if you can't put a dint in them because they've been cheating, and this has been going on for years. Oh, yeah, years. Especially gyms that keep getting busted. Certain gyms that get busted. It's been going on in them gyms for years. They just get away with it. Go and ask Dave Allen how many times he's been tested, and he don't cheat. Ask him how many times he's been tested. It's unbelievable what's going on. Unbelievable, but it's like nobody's allowed to criticise because you'll do somebody's head in, or they'll have mental health issues. It's either mental health or cancer these days, isn't it? How can you say anything to anyone who wants to start coming out with stuff like that? Maybe I should start coming out with that. I never even had mental health issues in jail, and I never heard anybody say anything to me like that, not even when I was in solitary confinement or when I did all them years on basic regime and I couldn't get off it. Couldn't get off. Because once they get you on, they keep you on. You get a review every 28 days. You just can't get off. They just invent knackers to keep you on there. I didn't hear this mental health excuse then. I never heard it when my nana and granddad, when Germans were flying over, Luftwaffe or whatever, were flying over and they were bombing everywhere. Bombed Sheffield, Melbourne, South, biggest part of South Yorkshire they got bombed was Sheffield, wasn't it? Steel City. I don't hear any complaints then. I didn't hear Dennis's dad when I used to sit down with him all the time and have a drink or speak on phone. I never heard him come out with mental health about World War II. You know? Mental health. Do me a favour with your mental health. Jog on with your mental health excuses. We all remember Shannon Courtney getting beat, don't we, in that fight, yeah? She was bang on. She was all right, smiling, laughing and joking. As soon as she lost on a split decision, mental health kicked in, refused all interviews. But if she'd have got the decision, would the mental health have kicked in? Maybe hold it belt up, wouldn't you? Instead of blaming periods. Is where it is, isn't it? So jog with your mental health stories. I don't care. I don't want to hear it. 99% of you are full of shit. All right. Yeah, there might be a 1%, but come on, let's have it right. We know what it is, don't we? Hey? It's just a blag. So we know about Fury, don't we? Bragging about, well, I'm just about to earn another 100 mil. Look, there's 5 weeks to go yet. You're not even in ring yet. So we'll see when you get in ring what happens. So this is how I look at it, right? People keep going on about legacy, and he's a GOAT, greatest of all time, Tyson Fury, this and that. Josh Warrington, Jamie McDonnell, and Richie Woodhall have got more wins over world champions than Tyson Fury. It's all there online. It's all there. They've got more wins over world champions than Tyson Fury. So Sprotch, Carl Zaggy, Ricky Hatton, Davey Day. All them guys. Naz. All of them. So, you couldn't make it up, could you? Hey? You could not make it up. So, that's it really. Half an hour to go. Clock watching now, aren't we? Okie dokie. Thanks for liking and subscribing and leaving a comment. Some nice comments today, actually. Very nice comment. A lot of people like that 4-parter. Of members there, Louis Julian. That is a class 4-parter, that. 160 minutes of class. You can't buy that in boxing. Honest, hardcore boxing chat. Okie dokie. Well, peace out.